we don't have to keep chasing those trends because actually we've stepped aside and gone, this is mine.
Hello, everyone. I'm Wayne Perry, the TV carpenter, and welcome back to the Ideal Home Show YouTube channel. Today, I'm joined by the very stylish and the very sustainability savvy Louise Gookey. Am I bigging you up enough here, Louise?
I love it. Keep going.
She's savvy, she's sustainability. Everything she does is considered, particularly the way she looks. So we want to be talking with Louise today about what we can do, which is good for the planet, but also what's good for your wardrobe. So we're talking about sustainable fashion. So what does sustainable fashion mean to you, Louise?
So sustainable fashion, I think for me, there's two elements to it because we can automatically think about the planet, which I think is a really, really big part of sustainable fashion. The fashion industry is one of the top polluters. So actually, we need to look at the whole supply chain and make sure that it's being kind to the planet, to the people, to our pockets. But then also, I actually think sustainable fashion, a huge part of it is figuring out what fashion means to you as an individual. So not chasing the trends, not just buying things because everyone else is wearing them. It's creating a wardrobe that it's sustainable for your lifestyle, whatever that might be. So whether that's,
we're all different. We all have different lifestyles. We'll have different budgets and money that we've got available for fashion.
100%. I live in London, so and I get on public transport pretty much every single day. So for me, wearing like stiletto heels every day, I would fall over, quite frankly. So yeah, it's great. I've got some of them in my wardrobe, but it's not like practical. So, it's creating a wardrobe that is practical and sustainable for your lifestyle, whatever that might be. But also for your confidence, creating a wardrobe, when you look at it, you go, because we've got those pieces that we look at and we go, that makes me feel really good when I'm wearing that. This doesn't. So I don't really wear that. I'll wear this one. So creating a wardrobe so every piece is like that and they fit well together. You don't have to spend ages searching through different outfits because we're not overconsumed. We've got just the right amount of things there that work for us and it makes us feel confident. It's in the colours and the styles that we love and that we don't have to keep chasing those trends because actually we've stepped aside and gone, this is mine. So I think there's two elements really to sustainable style.
I'm really interested to know, what was your driver? What is it any of those you've just spoken about? Or what is the thing that drove you to shop more sustainable for your clothes?
Yeah, a couple of things. First, I got, and I'm sure I'm not the only person when I talk about this feeling will know exactly what I'm talking about, is that overwhelm you can get when you think you have to find something. When you go shopping, and I'm going to use, again, just because I'm in London, so the big shopping centres or Oxford Street or, wherever there's lots of people about and you're going in and out of these shops, desperately trying to find something. You try it on, you don't like it. You're a size 10 in one shop, you're a size 14 in another. And that overwhelm that you get, and it's almost like anxiety producing. And then you leave and you go, oh, well, I just bought it because it was the only thing I could find that fit me. So I decided that I didn't want to do that anymore because it wasn't very nice. So that was one of the things. And then the second thing was I went out and I bought some trousers once that I needed for work. And it wasn't anything exciting, just like a pair of black trousers. But I got home and I was like, okay, I need to clear out my wardrobe now. I started clearing out my wardrobe and I found that I'd already got a similar pair of trousers. And I was like, oh my goodness, that's ridiculous. And they weren't expensive. It's not like it was a really expensive pair of trousers, but just I suddenly realized that I didn't actually know 100% what was in my wardrobe. And I got caught up in the whole, need to go out and shop, need to be on trend, need to do all of this to keep up with the latest fashions. And what that had done is just completely put me out of touch with what I had. And it was that, along with a lot of other areas of life, not just fashion, that I went, enough is enough, thank you. Let's look somewhere else. Let's look at a better way of doing this.
But by you looking at your clothes, it means you've almost shopped in your own clothes. My wife does this every season. She'll swap things round, or we've moved house and we bring out all the suitcases because she's had a big cull. And the excitement she discovered of finding all these clothes that she totally forgot she'd had. So was it like that epiphany moment again?
For nearly 25 years, Cox & Cox have been helping people fall in love with their homes, with beautifully crafted furniture and accessories you won't find anywhere else. Their buyers travel the world to bring you original designs, always with an eye for quality and enduring style. From freestanding kitchen units and made-to-order sofas to statement lighting, storage and accessories, their offering captures each new season with a timeless aesthetic and effortless style. Every piece is handpicked with care for a collection that is curated for design lovers by design lovers. The English rustic trend is an evocative and layered look with eclectic accessories and furniture full of texture and character. It features colour in deeper tones with embroidered and printed textiles and natural materials reminiscent of cosy cottages and homely farmhouse style. And when it comes to Christmas, Cox & Cox is the place where festive dreams begin. Their eagerly anticipated festive trends are a highlight of the season, bringing together everything you need from show-stopping faux trees, baubles and lights to Christmas liners and gift wrap. So whether you want a serene, nature-inspired festive decor, a little retro glamour, or a fun, classic, nostalgic family Christmas, Cox & Cox have a trend to match your style. Click the link in the description below to create a home you love to be in with Cox & Cox. And it is that epiphany where, there's so many stats within the fashion world and the fashion industry with sustainable fashion. And one of them is the fact that we only actually wear like 20% of our wardrobe 80% of the time. So we have our favourites and we stick with very quickly because we don't have time to, I wish I did, carefully curate different outfits every single day. I wish I was that person who the night before could go, yes, I looked through my wardrobe and I put all these pieces together, and or have the clueless, the tech that they had. It's not. We're busy. So we go to our wardrobes and we pick out the things that we know work. So one of the most sustainable things you can do if you are wanting to not only shop less, but save money is a really big one, is know what's in your wardrobe, know what you've got in those suitcases, so that if you've got a holiday coming up, for example, you don't go, I need to go and buy a new summer dress, when actually you've got one hidden in the suitcase just under the bed or wherever that might be. So yeah, and it is exciting because you go, oh, I love this piece, I forgot about it.
For me, it's more about which doesn't need ironing, but that's a whole other thing. I'll wear that because I don't need to iron that, and you tend to wear that 8% of the time. Yeah,
I am the same. I invested in a little steamer, a little mini steamer that goes in next to my wardrobe, so I don't have to iron. I'm with you. I'm so lazy. I hate ironing.
Top tip, use a hairdryer. Put it on you, use a hairdryer. Anyway, that's my DIY top tip.
Yeah, I love that.
So if you are going to be shopping more consciously, is there any top tips? What would you recommend, mind frame, or any top tips to get those key items? So
I would, first off, before we even do any shopping, I'd say turn off, they always describe it sort of turning off the tap, stopping the shopping, because it is an addiction as well, shopping, unfortunately, for some people. So we've got to learn how we can not overbuy. So by setting a challenge to not shop, even if it's for just a month, use what you've already got to just try and break out of that cycle of always, when you go, oh, I'm going out for an evening or doing this, automatically going to the internet and scrolling, or going to the shops and buying something new. So set yourself a challenge to just use what you have for a little while, whether that's a month, 2 months. Then get your wardrobe out. And in a lovely world, we could get it all out and put it everywhere and go, okay, what is it? It's the Marie Kondo method of going, what do I love? What do I...
What sparks joy? Put it all out.
I have never actually done that. But it's the same concept, right? It's going, well, what do I like? What makes me feel happy when I wear it? I'll keep them. What do I have that makes me go, what makes me feel awful? And for me, that's things like skinny jeans and anything that's too tight and constricting. I hate it. Get rid of all of that, have a clear out and find what you love. Then go on, then we can go back and have a little look at whether that's Pinterest or Instagram or any of the magazines that you love. Obviously, we're all different. And figure out what you want your style to be. Like, what do you actually like? What makes you feel confident and happy, and what patterns do you like? Is it colours? Maybe it's a whole variety of everything, and that's also okay. But just know what you'd like, and then go back to your wardrobe and go, well, what am I missing? You know, what's already here? Get some good staples, and then you can build off that. And then when we want to go out and shop, you've got a bit more of a curated list of going, okay, well, actually, I could use another pair of black trousers because that's a staple and I can wear it with so many other things. Or perhaps actually I am going on a summer holiday and I have got rid of all my summer dresses because they all didn't fit or they made me feel bad. I need a summer dress. So I'd start there, figure out what you've got, what you want your wardrobe to look like, and then create that shopping list, which we can then go out and buy or rent or steal from your family and friends.
So you've got a few items, you've got a few set pieces that you like, that you feel good in. Is there anything we can do them to make them feel fresh again, to make them even be reinvented? Because there's whole websites and there's whole movements of people doing this, but how do you practically do it?
Yeah, so I mean, accessorize is the easiest option. Like, you know, literally get some accessories. And I think I never really like to say build a capsule wardrobe, and I know that's a real trend, and it's quite an easy way of doing it, like getting a whole bunch of clothes that just match each other, so you can mix up the trouser with the top, and then wear that same top with a different skirt and different shoe because they all match, and that is a really easy way of doing it. But I've heard of that.
I've heard that interior design, but I've never heard of that with it. But you know, This is me. But you know, I work in interior design as well, so it's kind of I've heard it do. You can mix and match cushions. So you're saying do the similar kind of thing with clothes? That's something that people do.
Absolutely. 100%, and it's a really popular way of doing it, and I think that works really well for a lot of people. But so for me, I love pattern. I love. She says wearing a nice plain top right now, but I love colour, and sometimes that does clash. That's okay, by the way. I saw a gorgeous picture a little while ago of someone wearing a tartan skirt with a leopard print top. I was like, wow, that was so cool. So be brave. Like, it's about creating a wardrobe that you like. So find some styles that you think work really well. If you've got that basic wardrobe, and then to refresh it, it might be that you go, I could get like a coloured belt, or I could get a different bag, or could wear different jewelries and accessories, or different shoes, or just swap out the tops, but I've still got the base underneath, stick a shirt over it or under it. So there's loads of different, like layering's a really good idea, a really easy idea to refresh an outfit. If it's Christmas time, get some sparkle. As much as sequins are terrible for the planet, I do like a sequin, secondhand. So yeah, there's loads of different ways you can do it, but it's just adding little bits rather than necessarily going out and buying that whole new wardrobe, which is very expensive as well.
We talked then about refreshing what we already have. So we've shopped within our own wardrobes. We've looked around. We've added some extra embellishments. Is there any brands that are out there that are doing this for us that you don't mind spending money on?
Yeah, 100%. There's loads. When it comes to shopping sustainably, when it comes to fashion, there is a bit of a connotation that it's more expensive, which I would argue there are a lot of brands out there who are doing things really well, where they're considering right the way through from, you know, the cotton growers, right the way through to the people who are then dyeing and making, through to the production. The profits are being shared equally between community. And the reality is you can't produce a dress for £2 and everyone along that supply chain is going to have a fair wage. So it's really important that you do some research on the brands to make sure that actually they are working in an ethical way. I would say before we even go out and shop new, secondhand. Always go secondhand. There are some amazing platforms available to us now where we can get not only designer secondhand things like Vestiaire Collection, and there's some wonderful secondhand designer shops that you can go to, even on things like eBay and Etsy. But even buying a high street clothes, vintage, Depop, Going into charity shops, great tip. If there's a nice area near you where it might be quite affluent, go to their charity shops. You'll be amazed some of the little pieces you can find in there that you probably would not be able to afford firsthand. But then not only are you saving them from landfill, but then you've got these amazing sort of collections that you can start building up. But the reality is it does take a bit more time, but it's a much nicer way of doing things. I think there's another sort of research that sort of came in a couple of years ago about how many generations there are of clothes that we could clothe. We could clothe the next 6 generations of people just by the amount of clothes that are on the planet right now. I know, it's such a large amount. So go and see what's already out there, because it's going to be better for the planet and 100% better for your wallet. And arguably, if we're going sort of more vintage style, the pieces that have been around since the 70s, 80s, they were built to last back then. A lot of fast fashion these days is not built to last. They're only built to last a few wears or a season, in the hope that you then go out and buy again. So buying better. But then if we are looking for brands, there are so many. There are. And, even just typing in sustainable fashion brands will start bringing up some brands just on the internet. It's just having the confidence to move away from the ones that we know. So for me personally, I love companies like This Is Unfolded or Sea Salt, People Tree. Community Clothing as well is a really nice one. It was set up by Patrick Grant from British Sewing Bee. And he doesn't do any marketing, but he just produces really good clothes. And they're all basics, but they're really affordable. Joni, Beyond Retro, so there's loads. You can always head to, if you're looking for like cotton clothing, so you want to go away from synthetics, accreditations like the Soil Association, they accredit a whole bunch of organic brands. So you can literally go on their website and have a look what's on there. And that you're shopping with a company that is doing really ethical things. You've also got a website called Good On You, which you can literally type it in, Good On You, go onto their website, type in the brand that you're thinking of, and it will give you a breakdown of how ethical they are. And if they're not, then they can give you some other options. They can go, oh, well, if this is kind of within your price range and the style, here's some other brands. So that's a really nice way of just discovering more. And write it down, because I kept finding these companies and going, oh, I forgot what it was. So yeah, write it down. So next time you can just head back to it.
Well, we'll definitely put all of what you talked about in the comments, so they'll already be here. We're coming to the end now, but I just wanted to, we've heard lots of doom and gloom stories, not from yourself, because you're in the industry, you kind of want to empower people, like I do with DIY. You want to empower people to do this, to shop sustainably. Is things changing? Is it going in the right direction? Do you have hope for the way this is going with fashion?
Yes, I think. I hope. Yes and no. I think we're seeing is both ends of the scale coming in, and that's in a good way and in a bad way. So we're seeing some really ultra high fashion, cheap, terrible quality companies who I don't need to name, getting bigger and bigger. And arguably, there is also a price point and a cost of living crisis and all of that going on where budgets are really tight, which is why I'll always say go secondhand above buying those brands, because, it's not only the production line, but, there was research that they were containing what they call the dyes that were going into these products had like lead in them, and it was hugely bad for us. So for your own health, like go to the secondhand shops, because you can get them just as cheap and it's better quality. And they're not going to break in 2 minutes. So we are unfortunately seeing a big rise in that. There are some regulations coming in various parts of the world, which are kind of putting a bit more of a halt on it, holding people accountable, which is magical to see. But then we're also seeing this big rise on the other end of companies who are being more, they might not be perfect, but they are looking at better materials, and they're looking at ensuring that they're being more transparent with their processes and more affordable sustainable companies as well, like some that I just mentioned. So I am hopeful, and I think more people are becoming aware of it. The only thing I would say is just be aware of greenwashing. And for those who don't know what that is, it's just when, it's in any industry, it's when like a big fashion brand might go, oh yes, we're doing a sustainable range. And actually you look at what they're doing, it might just be a teeny tiny, like 2% of their range is sustainable. And actually it isn't, because all they've done is use like 15%, 35% of a more sustainable fabric. But not considered anything else in that supply chain. And the rest of their company is doing not great things. But don't beat yourself up if you fall for that. Like I did, the amount of times I bought from a high street shops and I was like, oh, look, I've done this. It's recycled water bottles. And then you go, oh, hold on. That's just degraded the plastic. So now it can't be anything else. It's going to go to landfill when this is done. It's just it's a learning thing, but it's just these little things you can do and to start making the journey. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes. And I tell you what, that pressure of not having to jump into every shop and find these clothes has been one of the most releasing things. And I'm sure that's not the case for everybody, but I've really found a lot of pleasure in not having that in my life.
We've always said knowledge is key, and the knowledge that you've learned and through your whole career about this, and which is why you're so passionate about it, and all the information we've just given here on the YouTube channel gives people that knowledge. And what I found really, hopeful is I've got a 16-year-old daughter. She looks at those websites, the cheapy ones, but she loves a vintage. She loves secondhand. Like I'll find her in secondhand stores, and there's no like when we were younger, there was potentially a taboo about going into a
huge
secondhand
taboo,
store.
right?
Huge taboo. Now, like my daughter's the first one to go there and wants to be involved and do it. So I think there's lots of future opportunities there for the next generation, particularly. It's just we've just got to pave the way. Okay, we're coming to the end. So if people wanted to find you and learn a little bit more, and you're a plethora of knowledge in this subject, like where's the best place for them to come and find you? What's your socials?
I mean, I'm very easy to find because there are no other Louise Gookeys in the world. So if you type in Louise Gookey, I am the only thing that pops up. Which is good and bad, I guess. I don't know. So Instagram's probably my big one. Come and find me. I work with Sustainable Fashion Week. We have a podcast. So feel free to have a listen to that and contact us. Contact me through there. And my website is just louisegookey.co.uk. So that's it.
It's not just louisegookey.co.uk. It is the Louise Gookey. Oh, Louise, thank you so much. So many stylish swaps, tips and tricks to learn about, improving your fashion. Just shop inside your own wardrobe, change it around a little bit, only buy it sustainable where you can. If you liked all this information, and like we say, if you want to get any more information about this, have a little look in the comments. We're going to put some of those shops in there that Louise talked about. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we look forward to seeing you again on the Idle Home Show YouTube channel.